Hey y'all, it's Amanda and this is my Texas Zone 8 garden, and we are finally past our last frost of the winter. We're ready for spring and it is time to plant tomatoes, eggplants, and peppers. Okay, so we are definitely past my last frost and past Easter. A lot of people in my area wait to plant out all their veggie starts after Easter. So we're past that as well. So we're gonna be working over here today. So I bought this setup for 50 bucks. At the end of last summer. I haven't done anything with it. It came with someone had custom built it, came with all the buckets, everything ready to go. And I was like, I had been wanting to build one of these, right? And it was $50, which was less than if I had gone to build it myself and bought all the buckets. I ended up finding it on Facebook Marketplace, which is truthfully where I find all of my deals. I love Facebook Marketplace. So we're going to be working with this today. One of the first things we're going to have to do is actually level this. It's not going to work at this steep angle. So let's go ahead and get started on that. All right, so I actually have this soil right here that is left over from when I was digging the holes over there for the shade garden entrance. I want to move this. It's going to be rough on my back, I think. Let's see if I can do it. Oh, it's hard. It's hard, y'all. Let's see. Whew. I think what I'm going to do is grab a shovel and move some of the earth over to the area that I'm wanting to raise up anyway, because I don't think I'm strong enough to move this the whole 6 feet over. Okay, so I moved a bunch of that soil over to a low spot that I'm going to be mulching later to put containers in. And so now I need to move this whole thing down this way and level it. I also noticed that my drain that's typically right here is all covered up. I need to come up with a solution for that. I always keep a red flag here to remind me that it's here. But I need to pull some of the dirt away, and I think I need to create some kind of stone situation, rock situation over the top of it to keep it from getting filled up with soil so that it continues to drain. All right, let's go ahead and see if I can pull this over. Ooh. All right, what I'm trying to do is really anchor it into this back corner. And then from there, I'm going to use stones or bricks to kind of level it. I'm going to go grab a level to help me do that. All right, y'all. That's pretty close. I might switch these two stones. sweet. And I have drip line back here, so I'll be able to run drips to all of these containers, which is going to be a feat in and of itself to get these set up. But let's go ahead and plant up some of the containers to start off with, and then from there we'll get them in place and we'll start adding drip. Okay. Tired. Gathered everything up. Okay, I know I'm in the sun, but it just feels really good today. Okay, I have some pepper plants that I overwintered inside, and I saw, maybe it was Epic Gardening, who said that you could overwinter your pepper plants. So I thought, hey, what the heck? I'll give it a try. It was a total success. They're doing really good. So I actually have a jalapeno. Is this one a jalapeno? That one looks like Escamillo. This one's a jalapeno. So they're getting pretty tired. They've been out in the greenhouse for quite a while, but I have not fertilized them in quite a while. So I'm gonna go ahead and start. These buckets all have drainage holes in the bottom, which is super important. I'm gonna go ahead and start with a mix of compost and soil in here. And I do wanna fill it up pretty high because I wanna give lots of space, soil for my roots to grow in. So I just used some of my favorite compost, which is the Vital Earth. I get it from Homegrown in Farmersville. And I'm using some of my favorite potting soil, which is Burger BM7, which I also get from Homegrown in Farmersville. Just like that. And I might try to mix it back and forth a little bit. All right, so we're going to start with that. Now, usually I use plant tone for everything, just because it makes life easier. However, this year, for my vegetables, I'm going to use some garden tone. And the reason being is, a lot of times with vegetables, you don't want them spending a lot of time making tons and tons and tons of leaves, right? You want them to practice, you want them to create fruit is the goal. And so I needed a fertilizer that has less nitrogen, that has a lower nitrogen number than the other ones. And so this one right here is 344. So it has the the nitrogen is the first number 3, and that's a lower number. So what I'm going to do, so I wanted to do this because the plant tone has a way higher nitrogen number. And I have noticed in the past that my plants get absolutely beautiful, my vegetables get beautiful, which is great, except they don't produce as many vegetables as I would actually like to see. So by doing this and using the garden tone, and you can use like tomato tone if you want. I just was going to be using this on multiple types of vegetables, so I really wanted to make sure that I could accommodate multiple plants. Y'all know I really don't like to get specific fertilizers for specific plants if I can help it. I know that sometimes like you can't avoid that, but all right, so there's our first one planted. This is our jalapeno plant. Okay, so I grew these Jedi hot peppers last year and loved them. They were very large peppers, great for stuffing. I actually end up chopping up a lot of them and then just tossing them in my freezer and pulling them out whenever I want for making chilies during the year. Typically, these fruits are about 4 to 4.5 inches long, and they are slow to crack on the skin, which is a thing that we run into a lot with peppers. The next pepper that I overwintered is this Escamillo sweet pepper, and these were lovely, very easy to grow, beautiful on the vine or on the plant. It was really fun to watch them grow, and I love the vibrant color. Really great stuffing pepper. I also chopped these up and tossed them in fajitas. They are about 6 inches long to about 2.5 inches wide, but I really thought these were fun, and I definitely wanted to grow them again because we really enjoyed them in a lot of our salads and foods throughout the summer. When I was overwintering these, I kept them under my dining table where I have grow lights installed. and it worked great, and they even flowered and started fruiting, which was amazing. Which is crazy to me. So here's another one done. So now we have our jalapeno and our escamillo. I'm gonna do 4. Okay, we're gonna start with the moneymaker tomato, but let's talk about planting it before I actually talk about this actual variety. Now, basically for tomato plants, these are all grown from seed. Along their stem, they are capable of creating additional roots if they're under the soil. So we wouldn't want to just plant our tomato like this, right? I mean, you could plant it like this and be fine. The actual goal is to try to get it down as far as possible and to get a whole bunch of the stem underneath the soil. And then that stem will create a whole bunch more roots. It'll give you a more extensive root system for your tomatoes, which will help you produce more fruit faster, but it's also going to help stabilize your tomato plant as well. So I'm just going to break off a couple of those leaves right there. And once again, we're going to start with a mix of compost and soil. I think I'm doing like 1/3 compost to 2/3 soil. Now I'm not going to put too much soil in yet because the goal is to go ahead and get this guy in low. Great root system in here. So you guys can see I've got it planted all the way down to the bottom of the bucket. Now I'm going to come backfill with a little bit of soil, and I'm going to add some more garden tone. And then finish filling this with soil. Okay, and there we've got the first one done. That's the moneymaker tomato. So let's go ahead and plant the rest. And while we're planting the rest, I'll give you details on each of these varieties of tomatoes that I'm growing this year.
Okay, so the 42-day tomato is exactly what it sounds like. It's 42 days to maturity, so it's a very fast growing tomato, which is super fun. It is a determinate, so it has a determined height that it stops at about 36 to 60 inches and produces lots of like just beautiful, larger than grape sized fruit. The next tomato I'm growing is this orange ox heart tomato. This is an indeterminate, so it kind of just grows and grows about 3 to 5 feet tall. It's known for really large fruit. I mean, massive fruit. So I'm kind of excited because I've never grown a large tomato like this. So I think it's going to be really fun. It's also known for having a really sweet, juicy flavor. The next tomato I'm starting is Moneymaker, and this guy is really known for just producing gobs and gobs and gobs of tomatoes, which I definitely want. My husband loves to just go pull tomatoes off the vines for lunch, so I think this is going to be a really fun one. It's about 5 feet tall, and these are probably a little larger than like a plum-sized tomato.
Okay, next thing I'm going to do is plant some eggplants. These are new to me. They are called Listata degansia. And I'm going to plant them in 2 separate containers that I just can have over in this area since I am out of space. I think it would be really cool if these buckets work out to create more of that situation and have it all across this fence. All my vegetables over here. Kind of love that idea. So these pots do have drainage holes in them, and we're going to start once again with some compost in each. Got my soil. Now I get a lot of questions about reusing soil. You can absolutely reuse soil. What I would do if you're going to reuse soil in a pot, really spend some time digging around, breaking it up, breaking it down, adding compost, and adding additional fertilizer. It should put you in a pretty good position. Okay, so there's actually 2 plants in each of these. So I'm going to break off one of them because I really only want to grow one. Because those are our warning sirens. What's today? Wednesday? Yeah. Okay. That's about right. Let me add a little bit more soil here. We are in tornado time for my area, so it's good that they're checking everything. All right, so we've done the same process. Now, we're not burying these deep like what we did with the tomatoes. Y'all, look at that. I'm gonna loosen up those roots. These are ready to come out. Let's get that tucked down in there. Now, this one leaf doesn't look great, so I'm gonna go ahead and maybe clip it off, twist it off. What am I doing? Twist that off.
So this is my first time growing eggplant, and this particular variety, Listata de Gandia, I thought would be nice because it's smaller 7-inch fruits that are supposed to be really great and soft. Like you don't have to skin them. You can just chop it up and throw it in. And I think that'll work really good for my family. And I literally could not pass these up because they were just absolutely beautiful. And I kind of love the whimsical quality of them. I think what they're going to lend to my garden.
All right, and got another leaf that doesn't look great. Pull that off too. All right, these look good. Okay, next I need to plant my lilac bell peppers, and I'm gonna plant some of them in some of the containers that are up on the back porch because I do like having some vegetables over there, but I wanted to mix them with some flowers. I think that'll be good. I still have a couple of more eggplants that I'm most likely gonna plant into some of my raised gardens. I'm not gonna do that at this point in time, but I am gonna do that at a later point in time. I was wanting to mix in my vegetables with my fruits this year. That was a big goal, so, but I'm not quite ready to do that at this point. Okay, so I was just looking at my lilac bell peppers and they have aphids. Real bad, and that doesn't bode well for the year, in my opinion, that they already have aphids. Maybe this variety is more inclined to battle pests like that, but let's see what we can do. So a now natural way to get rid of aphids is you can literally just hose them off. I love to do this where you just take them and you sink them down into a container. And you fill the whole container up with water, especially when they're little like this. And you just let them soak for a couple minutes. It basically suffocates all the aphids. Super easy like this. And then once those are soaked for a little bit, we'll go ahead and plant them. See that on all the flowers? They're green, they're real subtle. There's a bunch of them. Okay, and I think, like I've got those two in there, but these other ones, I'm gonna turn them on their side and then just try to spray a lot of these off. Really like douse them really good. Oh yeah, a bunch of them are just coming right off. So apparently aphids are attracted to yellow. So if you have like a little yellow saucer, or you have a saucer and you put like water in it with yellow food coloring, they will go drown themselves in it. It's good to know. I hate aphids. Okay, I'm going to tuck a couple of these into some pots I've got here. These have drips set up to them. And they do have daffodils in them. Daffodils didn't do very well. We just had such a mild winter. I don't know. Hopefully they'll be good for next year, but we'll see. I am going to go ahead and add the garden tone. Get those planted in there. And these don't get too big, so I think they'll work great.
So I definitely bought these lilac bell peppers specifically for the color because I think they're absolutely beautiful. So I'm really excited to grow them. About 75 days to fruition, but they definitely have just like a medium lilac color, nice, crisp, juicy, and sweet. And I think they're going to be really fun to just toss into stir fries, and I can toss these in the freezers and just flash freeze them. I think they're going to be great in chilies. We eat a lot of fajitas with bell peppers. So I think they're gonna be really fun to try and see how they do. I think they are on the smaller side, so we'll see.
All right, and I've been leaving these ornamental kale for the time being just because the bees have been loving them. Let's go ahead and get that shifted around. Root system's awesome. Okay, happy to have it done. I'm suffering right now. I don't know what happened. I interacted with some ants at some point in time, and they crawled up and bit me on my arm, my hands. So I'm about to go in and put some cortisone on these. But feel really good about this project. Happy to get it in order. The eventual goal, if this works out, is to come this way and do more. And I would love to just have a bucket garden for all of my vegetables along this side of the wall. I don't want to put like a separate vegetable garden out into my space because I really like my flowers. I am experimenting on tucking some vegetables amongst the flowers, so hopefully that is a solution as well for the future. In the past, I've had all my vegetables up on my back porch. I don't want that anymore. I want to walk out to flowers. And so having them over here would be really great. I think eventually I could probably get, probably 24 to 30 buckets along here. And that would be quite a bit of food for my family. Which would be really, really cool. I am glad I've got all these set up to drip. It is adjustable drip, so I can adjust it as needed when we have long, hot days. But it's all looking really, really good. I'm excited. All right, you all, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video and getting to see me plant up these tomatoes, eggplants, and peppers. As always, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Every time you like and comment, it helps grow my channel so much. Let me know if you are a flower gardener who tries to grow vegetables, because I definitely think that that's who I am. And make sure you check me out on my social media outlets, including Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. As always, she's a mad gardener or a decorator or anything else that she wants to be. Thanks, y'all.